You may hear the word recession more events than you can constantly count over the past year. This significant decline in dramatic economic activity may sound scary if you witness at least a few slumps. The economic recession occurred from 2007 to 2009, one of the worst financial crises recorded recently. Recessions are challenging times and part of the normal business cycle too. If you know how to prepare yourself to face a situation, you can at least remain financially stable and grab some unique opportunities to build wealth, even in a challenging time. If you want to meet a recession more economically sound than before, here's what you can do to manage your money during a recession. Number 1. Create a budget. Budgeting gives you a good sense of what it costs to run your everyday life. Having a budget is a basic rule of money management. Budgeting must not be tricky, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. You may feel overwhelmed if you have never created a budget for yourself. You may feel dizzy in finalizing what to do and how to do it. You can create your budget by following a few steps to benefit every household. Step 1. Embrace the ongoing process of budgeting. Budgeting is not a one-and-done chore. You can figure out spending with your accounts and receipts and plan your future. Budgeting is your ongoing strategy to live the financial life you want. This act is the best way to set yourself up for budgeting success. Considering budgeting as a regular maintenance task will help you maintain your budget. Step 2. Calculate your monthly income. Calculating your monthly income will be very simple for a traditional employee. You can check your most recent pay stub and manage the calculation according to your job and payment patterns. Step 3. Add your necessary expenses. Necessary expenses are the bare minimum you need to maintain your life. It can include fixed expenses and variable necessities. If you take it to your hand, it's easy. Step 4. Add pay yourself line items. It means creating your financial goals and plans before spending your discretionary money. After choosing your dreams, you can figure out how much you will pay for each. Remember to add pay yourself first amounts to your fixed expenses in your budget. Step 5. Plan your discretionary expenses. Discretionary expenses are the expenditures you want rather than need, like entertainment, dining out, and clothing. It can be more complicated because your funds need to know more than what you've spent. Step 6. Compare and adjust. You can compare your expenses with income. The budget is balanced when the cost is lower than or equal to your income. Sometimes you may need to adjust your spending. Protecting your pay-yourself-first line items in the budget is essential, as they lead you to significant financial milestones. Step 7. Implement and track your spending. Now it's time to put your spending plan into action combined with your budget. Start saving and spending based on the budget. The new funding is all about more than just keeping your spending limits. You can use some tools to track your spending. You'll notice patterns over time, and it will help you to make changes in your budget. Number 2. Create an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a backup saving which helps handle any unexpected event. It's essential to have a cash cushion no matter the circumstance. It's time to think about giving enough savings to cover. You can tap into your emergency fund to pay for things from necessary home repairs to medical bills from an unexpected illness. You can keep a 3 to 6 month benchmark when deciding how much to save for emergencies. The weight of your emergency fund should be realistic, considering your household, income sources, and expenses. After reviewing your budget, you can keep the first step to saving in your emergency fund. Suppose you need help finding money to save for emergencies. You can revisit your income and expenses pattern, debts, or any other earning method to grab extra income or consult a certified credit counselor. After developing your plan, you can decide where to keep your emergency fund. The emergency fund can be held in an easily accessible account. High-yield savings accounts, which offer competitive interest rates, are a good option. Number 3. Stay the course with investments. You can think about investing in things that increase in value over time. Investing more in assets means items that rise in the value of it, like stocks or real estate, will be safe. It will pay off in the long term. You have access to more assets for less money during recessions. The stock market decline is typical, and you'll get a chance to invest or purchase shares of competitive companies at a discounted price. A dollar-cost averaging strategy that fundamentally involves investing small amounts at regular intervals can be recommended. Using this strategy, you can reduce volatility's impact on your investment. If you work with a long-term plan, you can create a win situation during the recession. Working on long-term moments rather than short-term movements of the market will be more beneficial in investing. People will need more access to cash and credit during a recession. It's a reason to start seeing more real estate deals like short sales, foreclosures, etc. There are many situations where you can become a multi-millionaire by investing in long-term real estate. Buying real estate properties will provide additional cash flow for you. It's an opportunity to build wealth throughout property appreciation over the long term. The pro tip is dollar cost averaging or investing progressively in the stock market, which is extremely important during challenging economic times. If you have a good plan for your investments, you may not need to constantly check your accounts and see the ups and down movements of the markets. Diversifying your investments is also essential, because deciding to pull out all of your money into a stock can be too risky. Incrementing the stock market and real estate assets' value over time and starting investing will be better for building long-term wealth. The exciting market moments may remember that investing is a long game. The pro tip is to avoid making considerable changes to an investment strategy during a brutal recession. If you decide to cash out in a downturn, it will be a danger to your finances. You must have a wise vision to find the best trading days in the market. The best time is when investments grow the most, right after the worst days. Number 4. Reassess your expenses and increase your savings. It's essential to take a close look at your spending habits as your first step. Then you can build your plan to increase how much you save. The emergency fund will be ready for you to tackle future expenses in an emergency. An emergency fund of 6 months will be more than enough to face potential financial hardships. Take advantage of investment opportunities, as people with access to money are in a better position during recessions. Finding a second source of income other than your primary job will provide extra energy for you. You can make additional revenue by taking part in a part-time job, starting a side hustle, or selling used items through secondhand vendors, and can give you something to face the loss of your primary income if that ever happens. There are strategies to save money without affecting your lifestyle. It's better to do an audit of credit cards. You can reduce your monthly bills quickly by eliminating recurring charges like online or offline memberships, automatic deliveries, and streaming services. Occasionally, it's probably best if you rethought big purchases as well. You can skip a significant purchase, such as a second home or new car, and think twice before buying something. Considering where you can cut down on spending is very important. You can keep short-term savings goals and long-term savings goals in your mind. In short-term plans, you can start with small goals that you can achieve in around 6 months to 5 years. Specific and attainable goals will always be better. Set long-term savings goals that you will likely be spending on in the long future. Long-term plans may not meet at least 5 years, but it's essential to start saving now. Controlling your spending is not a one-day task. Use plenty of technology to make managing your finances even more manageable for yourself. Number 5. Consider your career opportunities both now and in the future. High levels of unemployment are often the result of recessions. It will be essential to consider your career and always have a backup plan in mind. You can have an advantage from your professional network. You can view any connections outside your current employer and relationships at various organizations. It will give you a huge leg up in the job market. Take the use of updated resumes and job hunting tools as well. You can have a great lap by expanding your skill set to invest in yourself, which will be a reason to keep your position during a recession. Consider having an extra income that helps you build your emergency savings while you're still employed. Make yourself absolutely indispensable at work. You can be a team player by taking the opposite approach of an ordinary job role. You can try different, but if you are laid off, you must remember to ask the employer when your benefits will end, and whether you can get a letter of recommendation from them after your employment ends as well. This will minimize your risk of recession and provide you financial stability even during a hard time such as during a recession.